G'day guys, welcome to a GTA 5 edition of the show. Now you guys kept asking me to go in depth with what I know, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Now in this video I'll mainly be focusing on the map of the game. But first I'm gonna bring up character switching because that's one of the most important parts of GTA 5. Basically character switching will work by using the D-pad. There'll be 3 options for the 3 characters, and then there'll be pressing down on the D-pad, which will bring up your phone so you can access other features. If you're wondering, character switching will be instant whenever in a mission. So if you're playing as Franklin in a mission and you're in an up-close gunfight but need some sniper support, you can simply select one of the other 2 characters and then get some sniping help from above. Now when you're not in a mission, you're just free roaming, character switching won't be instant, it'll actually be about 4 to 7 seconds. The style of the character switching in free roam is said to be in the style of Google Earth zooms. So basically it'll zoom out of the character that you were just playing as and zoom back into the character you just selected on your D-pad. But back to that 4 to 7 seconds between character switching, I actually see that changing and going down in time more to like 3 seconds because there'll probably be updates for the game available through Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. So yeah, if you're hooked up to Xbox Live or PSN and you get an update for your game, Rockstar's most likely going to be working on title updates to bring down the time of switching. Also, just one final note about character switching. When you're in some missions, the switch may be activated automatically because of what's happening in the scene or the mission. So sometimes you won't actually have the choice of switching, it's automatically going to happen. But if it does happen automatically, it'll most likely be for the better. Anyway, hopefully that cleared up some of the character switching questions you guys were asking, and now we move on over to the map. And the first thing I want to point out is that GTA 5's map is split into 2 major areas, those being Los Santos, the city, and Blaine County, the countryside. The entire map will be accessible from the start of the game, and none of it will be locked off like previous games, which is a pretty awesome thing to hear. So yeah, don't worry, because you won't get that huge wanted level at the start of the game when you cross a bridge, because that's not going to happen in GTA 5. Now the size of the GTA 5 world is enormous. It'll be 3.5 times the size of Red Dead Redemption, and if you include the explorable underwater area of GTA 5, it'll be 5 times the size of Red Dead Redemption. Honestly, that is just insane, because Red Dead Redemption was huge, and then this 3.5 times, what? And not to mention 5 times the size if you include the underwater area. And speaking of the underwater area, that's actually part of the map, so I'm going to mention a few things. You won't be the only one down there, as there will be some NPC divers exploring too. There's also going to be many different things to explore while you're diving under there, including shipwrecks where you can find some treasure. Well, not actual treasure like, "Arr, I'm a pirate," you know, not that kind of treasure, but more things like you can find cool things. Anyway, along with you finding treasure and then other people diving alongside you, there will be fishing in the game, that's what I've heard. Now that's unconfirmed, but what is confirmed is that there will be fish in the game underwater, obviously, and then there's also this other thing known as sharks. Yes, there's gonna be sharks in the game, which is pretty awesome. But I'm pretty sure most of you guys already knew that one. And I'm also pretty sure that we all want to go out in the sea and get eaten by a shark, because that's just ridiculous, and why not? But moving away from the underwater Bikini Bottom world, there will be a 24-hour day-night cycle and weather system. This has already potentially been shown off in the Rockstar Epsilon video. If you haven't seen it already, I recommend that you type in on YouTube GTA 5 Epsilon, you find yourself this cool weather system, and it's just really weird video in general. Now moving on to the areas of GTA 5, we start with Vinewood, which is the equivalent of Hollywood, and just like in real life, the Chinese theater is in the game. Now moving on to our next destination, which is Vespucci, where all the beaches are going to be, which means that all the bitches in bikinis are going to be there. North of Vespucci, where all the bitches on the beaches in bikinis are going to be, there's Del Piero. And as you guessed it, Del Piero is going to have the Del Piero Pier, which is just like the real life version of the Santa Monica Pier. But moving away from the beaches, which include the bitches in bikinis, we move to the countryside. This has actually been reported as being the majority of the map. It's meant to be huge and just full of activities, and one of those activities, which we've never seen in a GTA game before, is hunting. And another part of the countryside will be where Trevor resides, and that's near the sandy shores. Now this one guy on YouTube known as the Nitzman created a video where he put together a bunch of screenshots and bits from trailers to that one scene of the car rolling out of the plane that shows the countryside. He pointed out a bunch of locations that give you an idea of what the countryside in that area will look like. It's actually pretty damn interesting and really gives you an idea what it will be like, because he kind of combines everything. And if you did notice, I did say part of the countryside. It's not the whole countryside, because that's reported to be massive compared to just what we see right here. And if you do want to check out this full video, I have linked it in the description below. Shout out to the Nitzman. But now moving from the countryside to the city, and the city of Los Santos. The size of Los Santos won't be as big as Los Angeles, because that would just be ridiculous, but looking at this screenshot, it's still pretty damn massive. And if you've been living under a rock, Los Santos is the only major city in Grand Theft Auto 5. However, I do think it would be pretty cool if Rockstar offered a Los Venturas DLC. Basically what I mean is if you have GTA 5, you can go to the airport in GTA 5, or Los Santos to be specific, and then go into the plane and then access the Las Venturas DLC and fly to that city from Los Santos. That'll only be possible if you have that DLC. It's just the thought, it'd be pretty cool, you know, give the airport some actual use. And speaking of airports, there is an airport in the game as we've seen in this video, but the game's only documented airport of any kind at this time is actually a military airbase. It's said to be located not too far north of the Los Santos City area. It's also where fighter jets like the one you see on screen can be found. Now with these jets, you'll be able to explore the map very quickly, which is going to be pretty nice. And speaking of exploring, hopefully I did explore enough for GTA 5 today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys do want me to do another video like this, going into weapons, cars, and things like that, I'm definitely up for it. Just let me know in the comments down below and I'll do a part 2 of this video series. But until then, we just have one other thing to do today, and that's to answer Gorilla Man's question, which I'm about to receive. Thanks, Gorilla Man. Okay guys, the question is, what is the first thing you'll do when you first get GTA 5? So get creative with your answers and put them down below in the comments section. They could end up on the next show, but enjoy today's video. Make sure you smack that like button, because I'm Chav Chong Max, it's Australia, and blah, blah, blah. I totally stuffed up that outro, but whatever. Now you're seeing this at the end of the video. What the hell? Follow me on Snapchat.